To our webinar Wednesday. My name is Kirstine Stephen and I'm an assistive technology and additional support needs teacher here at Call Scotland. Delighted to be joined this afternoon by Darius, Namdaran and Jo Lee, who are the co-founders of ivvi Assistant Limited. So a very warm welcome to both of you. ivvi is a pioneering software which captures everything important in a lecture, and it also creates useful visual notes in real time. Darius, who is dyslexic himself, has trained thousands of people to mind map, and this work led him to realise the need for a visual note-taking system which fully harnesses assistive technology to support dyslexic thinkers. Together with their team, Darius and Jo have built ivvi to provide an effective note-taking solution for visual thinkers in lessons, lectures and meetings. So we'll hear about that shortly. Today's session is being recorded and the recording link will follow today's webinar by email for those that are not able to join us live. I would ask you to please ensure that your mics remain muted throughout today's presentation, and if you don't wish to be in the recording, then just make sure that your camera remains off as well. If you do wish to have live captions displayed throughout the webinar today, please go into your language and speech settings and turn them on, and you'll also be able to view closed captions in the YouTube recording. The webinar is going to run for approximately 20 minutes and there will be an opportunity to ask questions at the end. If you have any questions while Darius and Jo are presenting, please do pop them in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it and then we'll facilitate that at the end. And I'll pass over now to Darius and Jo. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I'll just show my face instead of the slide. Can you see me okay? Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you very much for inviting us on to share what we're doing with ivvi for students with dyslexia. Today what I'm going to do is give you a very quick overview of what ivvi does and then do a quick Q&A. So let me get started with the slides, and then I'm going to do the Q&A. So you can see my slides. ivvi is all about remembering what matters. ivvi actually stands for I visualize, so visualize it, or an intelligent voice-to-visual interface. It depends what you want, but basically it's about visualizing information. Now, we all know that 10% of people have dyslexia, but one of the things that we've discovered is that it's not just about reading, it's about your notes. Taking notes is really tough. And so often people are recommended mind mapping, and it's a lifesaver for people. It has been for me in my law degree at Edinburgh University 35 years ago. And it's highly recommended by lots of different groups. This is a visual difference between giving an instruction in text and seeing it in the same instruction as visuals. So what I'm going to do is just tell you a little bit about the problem we're trying to solve first, okay? We all know that dyslexia affects people's reading and writing, okay? But we underestimate how dyslexia can impact us after we've learned to read. There's a hidden shame that we all have, I think, or many people with dyslexia have, when it comes to the teen years, student years, and meetings that kind of surprised us. And that is that my notes are useless. And they can't remember what matters. They can write their notes, they can read their notes, but when they go back and read them, it just feels like they're useless. And they might think like it's because my handwriting is bad, or I write too much, or I do bubbles and scribbles and I forget what everything means. And they try and solve it with typing notes, dictating notes, transcribing notes, maybe even AI summaries. What we believe now, having taught students for a long time now, is that there are people who remember using words and people who remember using visuals. And we all do that. There's a whole range in that. And with dyslexia, I believe that often trying to take notes with words is like speaking in a language you're not native with. It's kind of like I'm British, and maybe I've learnt Japanese. I'm not native in Japanese. I can get by, um, but it's not my natural language. And that's kind of like words for me. Okay. I can write words, I can read words, but my native language is visual. I like something that's a diagram. I like a model. I like visual instructions. I like a map, physical map. I like a mind map. I like to translate what I'm learning into something visual. And that's what's happened for us over the last 35 years. I dropped out of uni 35 years ago. I returned when I learned to mind map, I passed. My daughter, undiagnosed dyslexia, we taught her to mind map, she passed. Over the last 7 years, we've been teaching, I set this goal to teach 1 million children how to mind map with dyslexia. And um, what I realized was that we can't reach that goal of teaching 1 million children with dyslexia to mind map by 2030. We've got 2,300 so far and 120 through one-to-one coaching, children, students, and consultants and professionals through their exams. But we realized we really needed to use AI to solve note taking for dyslexia, which is why we created ivvi. We brought the team together, we built ivvi, we got government approval for university, for the DSA, and it's now being issued to students. So I did that whole preamble to get you set up to show you ivvi in action. So you've got some context of ivvi in action. I'm just going to show you ivvi in action right now. Um, uh, where is it? There's so many windows open. I'm just going to make it so it's easy to choose. I'm not a natural at Teams. Let me find it. Where are you? There you are. I see you. Now, can you see that green box in the middle of the screen? Yeah? Okay. So this is ivvi in action. What ivvi is doing right now is ivvi is listening to what I'm saying. You can see the speech bubbles. You can, if you open this transcript, you can see the transcript that ivvi is capturing through AI. It's capturing it through speech to text. And then ivvi is turning it into a mind map. Okay. I'm going to show you what ivvi has just been doing. We've been talking here. Where did we start? ivvi Assistant, pioneering software, visual note taking, captures everything important, real-time notes, supports dyslexic. That was what Kirstine shared. Webinar details, live captions, duration, chat for questions. Can you see how ivvi has chunked that? ivvi for students with dyslexia, remembering what matters, overview, quick Q&A. That was my intro. Intelligent voice to visual interface. Oh, that's useful how it picked that up. Dyslexia as impact after reading, impact after learning to read, hidden shame. Can you see what's happening here? ivvi is translating what we are told to do all through our school career. Try and remember what matters through the words, all these hundreds of words. And I'm like, I don't want hundreds of words. Please make the words go away. Give me something I can see. I only understand something until I can visualize it. What's happening here is I'm visualizing the pattern of the information. I see it in branches. I'm seeing it with icons. I'm seeing the order of things. I'm distilling it down so I can read less. Now, up until now, we've had to do this all manually on a mind mapping software or by hand by drawing. And thanks to the wonders of the most recent technology, AI, we have made AI work to our benefit as an assistant. Okay. So up until now, what you've seen is ivvi just doing this on autopilot for me. Now, we don't just want students to do this on autopilot. We want students to start deciding what's important. So once the students got used to ivvi, they're like, right, okay, that's not important what Darius just said. I'm going to skip that. So I'm going to skip what Darius just said. That's unimportant. But I might say something, can you see ivvi is just taking its time to just process that information, mind map it. I'm actually going to skip that information because it's not relevant. And now I'm going to say something quite important. I'm going to say Tony Buzan started off mind mapping in the 1970s with a book called Use Your Head. It really revolutionized the way I learned. I'm going to turn that into a quote. Okay. So I'm going to hit the quote button when Ivy's ready to quote it. There we go. And what Ivy will do is Ivy will has this priority of information. I can skip information, I can map it, or I can map it and quote it, or I can map, quote, and star it, highlight it. Can you see there? There is the quote. Okay. So what, and I've also got the full transcript down the side here, where, you know, Tony Buzan, mind mapping, 1970s, etc. So I can have everything that I need, but not all at once. I just got the visuals. If I need the audio, when I stop this, I'm going to stop this recording now. If I stop my recording, what I've got is I've got the full audio down here. I can play that recording, read their notes, but when they go back and I can re-listen to that recording is synchronized with the transcript. Can you see I clicked on there and it changed to where it is on the recording? It also changed to where it is on the map. So the map, the words, and the audio are all synchronized. So I've got peace of mind that I've got what I need when I need it. But what's most important to remember in all of this is I remember what matters through what I see. And that's what I believe many students need. And that's what our mission is with ivvi, is to create visuals for them. I visualize, so visualize it. Don't write it and reread it. That's our philosophy. And up until now, that's been really hard. But now we've created the very first speech to map software in the world. This is the very first. No other mind mapping software in the world does this, where you can speak to it and it transcribes it and turns it into a mind map in real time while you're watching. Now, let me show you something. My wife told me not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Sorry, Joe. This is me showing the prototype of the next thing that we're going to do with ivvi. So you can select a YouTube video and you can play the YouTube video, okay?
Out all the great and inspiring leaders and organizations in the world, whether it's Apple or Martin Luther King or the Wright brothers, they all think, act, and communicate the exact same way. And it's the complete opposite to everyone else. All I did was codify it. And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or...
I could show you more, but what I wanted to show you there was that you can start adding the images and the slides. In a week's time, we're going to release this. You can add all the slide images to your branch maps as you're listening as well. So you're going to be able to capture, our mission is for a student to be able to capture everything that's important in the lecture, all the audio, the key words, the key ideas, the slides, the images, everything onto a map, so that at the end of the lecture, when they walk out, they've got notes that are useful. You know, that's our mission. We really want the student, when they walk out of the meeting or the lesson or the lecture, to have notes that are useful for visual thinkers. Now, most people walk out of notes that are useful for people who remember with words. It could be an AI summary, it could be a transcript, it could be written notes, it could be Cornell notes. These are all written. It could be an audio dictaphone with typewritten notes listed out, and then you go back and re-listen and type out your notes and so on. Great. But what if you're really, really visual? That's what we're trying to solve for so that it translates it into a language that you are native in. Not a second language of words, but your natural language of visuals, and play to your strengths with dyslexia and ADHD. This helps lots of other people. And this is a tool that everyone could probably benefit from and will. But what we're aiming for is who absolutely needs this. I have to mind map every single day in order to get my thoughts in order. Who really needs this? And people with dyslexia, we believe, really need tools like this. So let me show you another thing that ivvi can do, and then we will open up to, no, then we'll do questions. Yeah, now let me find the right ivvi map. Okay, I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to change this. Let's say I want to mind map um, some notes, some text. Okay, I'm going to call Scotland's website. You can't see it, but I'm actually going to. I'll do this a different way. This is more useful. I'll share my whole screen. Okay, we're going to go to. Let's go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia and see what it says about Call Scotland, shall we? I haven't done this before. Call Scotland. Is it in there? No, it's not. Okay, let's just take Scotland. Okay, so let's just take a piece of Scotland, some text about Scotland, and I'm going to copy that text. Okay, early history, etc. Lots of words. I'm going to go into ivvi, okay, and let's just type in Scotland. Okay, I'm going to click text to map. Okay, I'm going to paste the text and click create. Now, what ivvi will do is ivvi will mind map that text. Isn't that great? So now I have the full text there from Wikipedia, and now I can visualize it. Here is the overview, 1/3 of the land, 790 islands, Hebrides, capital, geography. I've got the government, I've got history, cultural identity, national languages, Gaelic, less than 2%, entomology, prehistory, and I can start moving this around. I can start editing it. This is not just a static thing. I can start, deciding, actually, I don't need the entomology. Let's just delete that. I don't need prehistory. I delete that. Early history, cultural identity. So I've now got something that actually I can, speak to in my native language, which is visual. Okay, so that is our text to map feature. You can record what's on your microphone, you can speak to it, you can record in lectures in real time, you can record what's on your screen, you can even record podcasts and YouTube videos as you've seen. Now, in addition to this, you can also do normal mind mapping. Actually, I don't like that format. I'm going to change this to a nicer theme here. I'm going to change this to a nicer color. Let's choose this color. Let's go for that. That's nicer. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do questions and answers. Answers with our classic mind mapping. So I can actually create a normal map, classic, with branches and icons and words. The wonderful thing about ivvi, though, is we've optimized it so ivvi actually adds on icons for you so that it keeps you going visual all the time. So let's see, classic. Let's go for a classic car. Okay, so you can also do it manually on the side with icons. So basically, what I want to show you is let's do questions and answers all in one go as a group and just dump it down in this map, and then I'll answer them all at once. Shall we do that?
It's good.
Okay, go for it. Let's ask all your questions. I won't answer them straight away. I'll just create a map of all your questions, and then we'll organize them and answer them in one go, it's much more efficient.
Okay, so if anybody has questions, please pop them into the chat just now. I've got a question first, Darius. So you showed us there at the end that you can create your own branches and it will add in the icons. But I was wondering if you could edit the colors and branches in the speech to text versions. So when it's recording from the microphone, can you go back and edit those?
Okay, great. I'll put that in. Fantastic. Who's next?
Oh, I think Judith might have a question for us.
Just please switch on all your microphones and
There you go.
just start speaking, even if you speak over yourself.
Well, interesting. Is there an option for a free trial
Yep, free
for
trial.
everybody that's...
Yeah. Let's go to ivvi.app. Okay, go there for the free trial. I'll answer all these eventually.
Okay, can you see the chat, Darius?
No, I can't. Could you read it
okay.
out to me, Jo,
Yes,
maybe?
of course. Somebody's asking if the recording will be shared via email. Yes, it will be shared via email because they plan to share it with their colleagues. So we're spreading the word.
Great.
That's good, Judith. That's how we build capacity. Thank you. Zainab, can you expand the ends of the branches to show the relevant text?
Okay. Thank you. What's next?
That's it. Any more?
All right, let's get started with that. I just wanted to show you that you could do a real mind map by hand and actually craft it. So you've got down here, you can add a note. This is the details of it. Okay, I can, let's say free trial, ivvi.app. Let's go to where that is, ivvi.app. Okay, I can copy that URL. Okay, and I can go here and I can add the hyperlink to that URL. And then when I'm in the map, I can click on it and it will automatically open it up. So I could add my Google Docs here, Google Slides, links, research, whatever, and it's there. I can even do it during the lecture. So can I expand the text at the end of the map? Let's go to our actual, oh no, this was my note, my personal notes. Let's go to the recording I did. Let me find, so I can open up my maps here. These are my maps down the side. Call Scotland demo. Is that the recording? Oh, that was Scotland. That was Scotland. I've got so many going on. I did this in the online. So I'm going to go to this map that hasn't been downloaded to my desktop yet. So the question was, can you open up the actual text at the end of it? The way we do that is you click on the branch and it goes to where that branch is and it tells you where that is. I'm just going to update this. Sometimes it's useful just to refresh ivvi.
Yeah, you got a thumbs up for that one, Darius. That answered the question. Yeah. Someone else has actually asked as well, can the map go all the way round?
Oh yes, it can. You can do the usual circular map by moving things around like so. Absolutely.
Nice.
The reason why we don't do it all the way around is that what we find is a lot of people with dyslexia find it really quite hard once it goes past the 6 o'clock mark and goes to the next mark point. And so what we do is we do this hybrid between mapping and linear. which also allows you to have it linked to the map itself, to the transcript itself. So there's this interrelation between the visual and the words. So branches, can you edit the colors? Yes, you can. You've got absolutely the same functionality. You can edit it while you're in the middle of the lecture. You don't have to wait until the lecture ends. Everything is fully editable. You can also continue on from where you left off. Let's just say, let's keep talking. I'm going to choose a window of us talking here. I click on the audio and I click share, and Ivy carries on as my note-taking assistant. So basically, Ivy is a note-taking assistant, and I can start, editing other things while, working on the rest of the map. Um, so we're working on the map together. And I go, oh, that was important, Ivy. Or actually skip that, Ivy. And then I can map something that is important. So you're both working on it together. And Ivy is literally there as a visual assistant. So I've covered branches, free trial, recording, email. And if you're part of a university and you are going to get DSA, we will also give you a 90-day bridging license. So what that means is that often there's a gap between when you apply or are planning to apply or trying to get your DSA well-being department to help you fill in the form. Well, you can be sent out an email to this DSA link, and we'll give you a 90-day bridging license that bridges you from where you are to when you get it. And if it's longer than that, we can even extend it as well. It's not a problem.
Can I just ask as well, Darius, have you had many students from sort of upper secondary using ivvi?
Yeah, so Ivy is a new baby. Ivy's just been born. It's been gestating for 2 years prior to being properly born a year ago, all the government approval and so on. And we've just got through the DSA process, and it's now
Sure.
being awarded to university students. And from the university students, we're going to start helping students at high school use it and people in the workplace use it. So the answer to that question is no, not yet.
Okay.
But we plan to.
Great.
And also there are different aspects of ivvi that are better for different stages of studying. Like classic ivvi is really good for young children who are just learning to mind map. They don't need an assistant to do it for them per se. High school, maybe they don't need a whole lecture done. Maybe they just need just a few examples of ivvi showing them how mind mapping works. Because really, what ivvi is trying to do is trying to teach you by example, by modeling to you. It's like teaching someone to dance. You teach them by showing them how it works so they can feel it rather than reading it off instruction manual books. So we really want someone to hear what's being said, and then the map suddenly appear and they go, oh, that makes sense. I don't need all of those words. I just need those keywords. Ah, that's how it works. And then you do it again. Oh, that's how it works. And then maybe you delete even more words and you go, gosh, I can remember it just with that. So that's our mission, to help people who are visual realize they can remember what matters with not very much. Just a few branches, keywords, and some images. You can really remember what matters.
That's super, Darius. Thank you. Do you have a slide with your contact details that you want to pop up?
Oh, you told me to do that and I didn't do it.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Let me just do the contact details here.
Someone else is typing, so you carry on and do that.
I'll jump in while Darius is typing, just to say that one of the uses that we have seen in secondary education at the moment is pupils really using ivvi for planning, because when you switch the microphone on, you can talk into ivvi. It doesn't have to record a third party. So a lot of students are using it to plan their week, plan their homework, or start and think about the assignments they've been given, or if they've been given a big sort of written assignment, then they use the sort of magic map where they text to map so that they can actually visualize what's actually being asked of them. So, and our local high school has just issued Chromebooks for all the students. So obviously it's easier accessibility wise to have ivvi for them, but secondary students are using a lot of the functionality just in their own sort of personal planning.
I can
Oh,
see
yeah,
that
that's
being
true.
really useful. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially around studying as well.
Yeah.
Well, that remains for me to say that 4:30. So thank you, Jo and Darius, for this afternoon. Someone else popped that in the chat. Great job, very interesting. So yeah, reach out to Darius and Jo if you're interested. There's a you can get the free trial available on the website. We're back next week. We're going to be joined by Dr. Beth Molam. She's an AAC user, and she is going to be sharing her A to Z of AAC. So thank you both very much, and have a good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.